evening, good morning, wherever you may be. Welcome to this quiet and sacred space, just for you and me to chill a while. To breathe the conscious breath. Rebalance and recharge body, mind, and spirit. So as always, I invite you to take that deep and conscious breath. Bringing the breath all the way down to the core of you. Feel your tummy pushing out, in and out. Oh, feel the energy. It's like rushing through the body. Just feel you're in flow. Feel warm and vibrant. And the deeper we breathe, the deeper we feel. We just feel our connection to the earth, to the cosmos, and feel the flow. So just be aware of receiving through the breath nourishment, oxygen and crystalline atoms. Receiving your light, your divine light. And through the out-breath, you are releasing all the tensions, everything that no longer serves you. Yeah, it feels good. And it feels so good to be on this journey, this ascension journey, awakening journey, transition journey, however you want to call it. You are just going through this transformation. You are becoming something more than you've always thought you were. Yes, most of us here know that we are more, so much more than our human self, the body and the mind. And we've come so far in our experience that we want more. And we've stood up and we've said no. We've stood in our authority and given ourselves over to our divinity. We arrive at this point just by this inner knowing, a gut instinct, intuition that you can't go on as you were any further. All these fears and programs and patterns and the poor me, the victim. You just have to give it over. Unfortunately, where we've come from, we've taught each other that in order to get rid of all our fears and lacks and everything that doesn't serve us, we have to process it all, we have to go into detail and unravel it and find out more. But we've got caught up in the mental chase, the mental game of this, and we've never got any further. All we have to do now, because, and why it's different now, our consciousness is so expanded now because of the incoming light. The dynamics has changed. We no need to process and analyze things and go into the details. We can just allow ourselves to see it. So you do have to see it, you have to realize it. Then you have to acknowledge it, accept it, that it's okay. It's not good or bad, it just is, and it's been part of your experience. But now, this needs to be handed over. And this is what we're learning, that is all that's necessary now. We hand it over. All our fears, all our concerns, everything. Yes, it's so easy. Nobody believes it. And they still go and have sessions with people who will go and dive into it all, but you don't realize you're just churning everything up and digging yourself deeper into the human experience. There comes a time when you just know you have to stand here, acknowledging all your experience, for good and bad, that you need to let it go. And in that letting go, it is all your ego, it is all your dominance or submissive behavior, the poor me, the victim. Oh, I don't have a choice. Everything has to be given over, surrendered. This is so important, otherwise you cannot continue your journey and go into divine flow. And once we're in divine flow, that is when we can explore and discover the mystery of the world, different realms, and truly go into experiencing harmony and unity. We can feel the joy, the love, the peace that there is. But until we give over, we trap ourselves in the human experience. I'm sorry to say this. I only know because I have been trapped here myself. And we will continuously be tested. Are you sure you're done with that? Are you sure you've handed it all over? So, let us now together, everything that no longer serves you, everything, hand over now to your divine self. Gesture with the hands and just feel the flow, the energy flow, the giving away. So you are emptying your human vessel, which is delightful, because then we can receive more and more light, more and more potential to explore and discover. Yes. So just keep breathing as we talk, because this is quite important. Going into divine flow, because this is where we're all at now. We're all being asked now to follow through with our mission, why we are here now. It's been enough human experience, but we keep hanging on in the human experience. So, if you're worried about losing, I'm losing all my experience, all the wisdom and the passion and the compassion. No, you won't. Because what happens, your divine self, she distills everything you give her. All the details, let's say the bad things that have ever happened to you, it's all transformed into neutral energy. And it goes back, it's recycled into new potential. All your wisdom and compassion will be stored for you to know, to remember whenever you need to remember it. So it's not as if it's going to be stored in your Akashic records or your memories. It just becomes part of your consciousness, your divine consciousness. So you can maybe imagine your consciousness has cells, and it's massive. And in each of these cells is your wisdom, and not just from this lifetime, all your lifetimes, millions and millions of years. So wise you are, so loving and compassionate. You've learnt it all. We've done it now. It's really time to move on. So, divine flow. So we can now breathe. We've emptied our human vessel. We are having the intention to be without the fears and the lacks. And remember, you will be tested. Life will test you. So when you come across it, you think, aha, catch yourself. And just breathe through it and say, aha, no, I'm not going there. And it will just quite magically go away. And you allow then yourself to open up to your own divine flow. And that is in each moment to receive where you have to be, what you have to do. And it will just happen, but it does take practice. You really have to open yourself up to receive your light, your knowingness, your mission. So I've been practicing for the last a few years. I suppose since Tom left this plane. just nearly 3 years. I've been opening up to new adventure, to my wholeness, to my truth. And only this year, I can say maybe from May onwards, I have been receiving Goddess Esmeralda. Now she is a part of my past that I never chose, because I always took the submissive side of life. So I've always allowed men or women to dominate me. And she is the true divine goddess who has authority over herself. And she is truly the dominant one. She's representing the divine feminine, whose time now it is to come back. And I can see now very clearly over the months, and from my conversations with Esmeralda, she's helping me now create this path for the divine feminine to be seen in the world. So I'm in the process of tweaking my workshops and writings. It's going slightly in a different direction, more focused on the divine feminine, who's now the leader in charge. I also put out that, I miss my Tommy so much, and I would love more than anything somebody to stand by my side to support me in my mission further, because I've always known there is a big mission, and I'm sure you do too. And yes, someone has appeared to help me bring the divine feminine, to bring Goddess Esmeralda out in the world. Now it's probably going to take on something very different and very confronting to me and the world, because remember, my biggest fear has always been what other people think. So this is definitely going to make people think and probably point the finger and judge. But anyway, it'll all happen in its own good time. But at least for now, that you understand that the divine feminine is coming through into my life really strongly. I even went to an ecstatic dance party last weekend, and I was introducing myself as Esmeralda. Hello, I'm Esmeralda, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. And it is every day. It's like I'm going through, she's taking over me more and more. Where's Barbara? But Barbara doesn't mind. Barbara was my old identity. And it's really showing me that things are moving now so fast. And I have to be in divine flow all the time. Otherwise I will miss. And we don't have to worry if we miss, because there's always another chance, another corner. So I am standing in my authority like never before, being clearer in my expression, and really focusing now on allowing humanity to see the importance of the rising of the divine feminine. And it not just in women, I want to say it's rising in men too. in the end, we want to bring balance, true balance back to every person, to the earth, so we can enjoy together the experience of harmony and unity. But first it has to happen within everyone. So that is it's actually a real big project for me. It's mind-blowing, but I'm just loving it so much. It's very challenging. It's definitely new waters where I'm treading, but it is divinely wonderful, and wouldn't change anything. So on this journey, it's bringing up how very important it is for us all now to make that transition, to dare step over the line from, yes, I've done doing the human experience, I'm just going into divine flow. So it's like I said, we need to surrender everything. Everything. Don't worry. Everything will be distilled. You won't lose anything. And most of all, and if you hear last week's video, I talked more about the choice, the human choice, and the human free will, which has been our freedom. That also has to be surrendered. We have to surrender our freedom. And it sounds awful, but believe me, in return, we receive true freedom. We receive divine will. And choice is no longer necessary because we just flow, we just know where to go. There is nothing to think about, In fact, thinking becomes obsolete in that respect, in that way. We're going more into the feelings, into flow, into what feels good, into just true joy, the experience of joy and sensation and community. It is so exciting, absolutely. So I'm going to finish there and just take up for a few minutes breathing together. So just focus on your breath, just allowing yourself to fall back into you, into the core of you. Allow yourself to tread that line, to give over to your divinity, to not be afraid, to trust. If I can do it, you can do it. You will be so rewarded. So just feel how it would feel just to have this empty vessel and only receive in each moment the knowingness of what to do and where to go and how to be. Because that's how it's happening in divine flow. No more stress, no more concern, no more control, no more worrying about what's happening in the world. Because your mission, where we're going, being the change, it changes the world. Nobody's seen it yet. I I feel it, I see it. I know what we're capable of. We are so powerful. And yes, we are going to do this together, individually. So let's see that smile on your faces. The full moon's coming up, the weekend, so make a special ceremony. Write things down, what you want to acknowledge, to accept about yourself, and give it all over. And if there's anything that you can't see, that you want to see, ask for it to be shown to you. And once you see it, you hand it over. We really can do this. It is so simple. It is so simple that people don't do it. Anyway, I am so happy. Tommy, of course, is with me all the time. He's experiencing this through me. So he's smiling that I'm finally daring to come out and stand, to make this stand, to help the collective divine feminine rise up on earth here now. So watch this space, and I'll keep returning every week. So tune in, share with your friends. Let's do it together. Thank you. Yes, I feel you all. So just stay open and receive. Shine your light on all humanity. Let the divine feminine rise. Let the goddesses of all the myths come in and help you. So, from Esmeralda, I will say, see you next time. Keep shining.